Hello, welcome to another episode of Somewhere Between a Film and TV podcast. We are your hosts. I am Daniel Parra.
And I'm Erwin Trejo.
And Erwin, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. I had a lot of pumpkin pie. Not enough turkey, I would say.
Really? Oh, what are your thoughts on turkey? Do you like it, or is it like one of your lesser favorite things?
No, it's ham.
In terms of all of them.
I don't like ham. I mean, I could eat ham.
You don't like ham?
Yeah, I think it's just because so many hams are sweet, and I just don't like when my meat is sweet. That came out differently than I expected. I just don't like sweet ham. It's not my favorite.
You know what? I like sweet meat.
That's why I like sweet.
Oh yeah, that's why I like the Thanksgiving ham. Actually, is because it is sweet. Usually I think ham is really salty, but I barely eat pork as it is anyway. I try and not eat it, but it's Thanksgiving, you know.
I always
do
eat pork.
whatever.
I always eat pork
really. I mean, Saturday. Yeah. Well, the thing is, ribs and sausage. That's I have to absolutely. That go to.
Yes.
And you know what we're reviewing this week? We're reviewing both Ghostbusters and the first two episodes of Hawkeye that are available for Disney Plus right now. This is a good advertisement, right?
Rated E for everyone.
Oh, did you ever see that? There's the daytime television shows that'll come on. There's one advertising Doctor Strange, it got really popular. It's General Hospital, I think it is.
Okay.
And they're talking about Doctor Strange, and it's it's obviously an advertisement because it's owned by ABC, which is Disney's the parent company. Mm-hmm. And there's a scene where this nurse I'm paraphrasing because I can't quite remember the exact thing that happens, but this nurse walks in, and he's like, "I need to see this movie with you," and then she's like, "We need to see Doctor Strange out this Friday." But
okay, wow.
It's awesome. You should look it up. It's incredible.
No, I want to see that.
And he's like, "I will kill myself if I don't see that movie with you."
What? What
it's passionate.
No, I want to see that Guardians movie I told you about.
Yeah. I've heard things about it. The Russian one that's a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
The bear has a machine gun, I think. Yeah.
Dude, it looks amazing.
I really want to see that. By the way, everyone out there, I highly recommend Velocipaster. Finally got to see that.
Guys,
loved it. It was
have low expectations when you watch that movie.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Anyway.
Okay. Quick review. Quick review for Velocipaster, right?
You could do a whole episode about that. I mean.
Yeah, that's true. We'll save it for next time.
Go ahead.
No, we'll save it for next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Getting into Ghostbusters, we're doing full spoiler section. By the way, here it's been out for a week, and with Hawkeye, we'll also be doing spoilers.
Yeah, guys, this movie's been out for an hour, so spoilers ahead.
That's how That's how Twitter works with Disney shows, and it drives me insane because you can go on Twitter in the morning and it'll be like, "Oh, Loki got the Tesseract or something this morning on episode 4 of Loki or whatever." And I don't know, it drives me crazy. The Mandalorian, that happens all the time too. WandaVision. If you don't watch anything because it comes out California time, so if you don't watch it at 2 a.m. here where we are, then there's no grace period. But if you have never listened to us before, number one, thank you so much for listening. Erwin and I are actually kind of floored by the amount of people that have been listening to us lately.
I'm on a chair, not
our listener base just went down completely after Erwin just said that. We'll have.
Oh, you found that funny?
No
though.
one did.
You did. Okay, I thought it was pretty funny.
Nope.
Okay.
But if this is your first time listening, what we like to do, obviously, the thing I'm about to say,
we like to give out a free trip sweepstakes to Disneyland and World. Apparently, there's a difference.
If you want to go ahead and give that to people, I can't stop you. I'm not going to do it myself, though.
Guys, there's no sweepstakes.
I lied about Disneyland. I can't.
I'm so sorry. I still don't know the difference between Disneyland and World.
One's in California and a lot smaller.
Oh, it seemed big when I went.
How old were you? Like 4?
No, I was like 19.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to Disneyland, right?
Okay.
No, but you went to Disneyland? That's the one you went to?
Yeah, the one in California.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I went there when I was like 2, and my parents are always like, "What do you mean you've never been to Disneyland? You went there when you were younger." I
Yeah.
was like, "I don't
Yeah.
remember any of
Why
it."
did they
Like,
expect like? That's what my parents said though too. Like they didn't want to take any of us like to any like amusement parks or anything when we were younger because like we wouldn't remember it. And so like
yeah,
eventually once we got older, like they took us to those places and like of course like I remember like everything. Like I remember Universal Studios from beginning to end. And we were there for like 2 days. And I
yeah,
was only like
absolutely.
12 or
Like,
13.
I think you go to a place like that when you're 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
or like first time, because that will be incredibly impressionable, like on you when you're that young.
No, yeah.
And I think like you don't really have a sense of space,
Or time.
or
I'd say time.
time
Because
when you're younger.
yes,
Yeah,
because you can wait in line and you don't even realize you're waiting in line.
I know, and you're just like, wow, I'm in Disney World, this place that's definitely not 20 minutes away from like Florida, where it's in Florida, but like the really shitty parts of Florida. But if you've never listened to us before, what we like to do is imagine you're walking out of a movie and you want to talk about it with your friends. You'll get a little bit off topic or incredibly off topic, like we just did, and eventually you'll circle back around. That is what we like to do. Erwin, I want to go ahead and ask you, what were your previous exposure to, like, or like what do you think of the original first few Ghostbusters? The first one, second one, if you've seen it, and the 2016 one, which yes, we will be getting into in a second.
Um, dang. I I love the first Ghostbusters movie. I did. I haven't seen the second one, and I really liked the Paul Feig. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Feig.
Paul Feig, I think, yeah.
I really liked that movie, but I say that here in the podcast. I don't say that anywhere else.
You don't go in like YouTube comments. You're like, I liked that Ghostbusters from 2016. Everybody downvotes you, and you get kicked off the internet, and you're never allowed back on there again.
Exactly, and everyone reports me as like sexual abuser or like said something rude. I'm just like, whoa, what? All I said was
It's like, what do you mean?
I like
The internet. The internet would never do anything that extreme, Erwin.
This guy harassed me.
It's actually kind of funny. The first time I ever saw Ghostbusters was just like on TV. It was, my dad was like, "You seen this?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "All right, cool. We're gonna sit down and watch it." And it was on ABC Family or something.
I remember that.
That's Freeform now, isn't it? But so obviously it was a TV edit and things were cut around. And it's funny that movie's PG, right? Because 80s, 1984. George Orwell. No, not that one. And I liked it. I remember I didn't think much of it necessarily. I just remember thinking, this is good, but I was also very young. I was sort of expecting, when you're that young, you hear Ghostbusters, you're thinking they're going to catch ghosts all the time. They're not really doing that in that movie.
Yeah, exactly. They only
It's
caught
more
like
of a-
2 or 3. They didn't catch any of the ghosts.
I know. And Slimer, that gosh darn guy.
Wait, was he in it? He wasn't in the new one, was he?
No, that was Muncher.
Muncher. Coming
Who
to
I
you
really
live,
liked.
Muncher.
And then I found out he was voiced by Olaf, and I was like, yeah.
I like Josh Gad.
He's okay.
I
Did you
haven't-
ever see Pixels?
No, but I don't own a shirt, so I don't know.
He has sex with Qbert in that movie, and they have little Qbert babies. That's a thing that happens in that.
Why are you talking about Pixels? Oh my god. It's whenever
Yeah,
Adam
you should watch
Sandler.
it.
It was whenever Adam Sandler was just like making movies left and right.
Yeah. I love Adam Sandler. Take that as you will when I say that. But here, I watched it again later on in life, as you do. And I liked it a lot more. I liked it.
In life. over Emily.
You sit down, you watch a little Ghostbusters, you move, you go on with your life, and I really liked it. I have not seen the second one. Apparently, this new one references the second one, like that one of the characters owns a bookstore. I guess that's in the second movie. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then the 2016 one, you know what? I liked it a lot.
Wow,
I remember when the trailer.
Guys,
I remember. Do you remember when the trailer?
Guys,
do you remember when the trailer for that came
you
out?
can cancel Daniel over here if you guys want.
Well, you too. You're coming down with me. I'm gonna say Erwin loves Ghostbusters
Yo,
2016.
let's
He's just
not.
downplaying it right now, and everyone will be like, "Get these guys off the stage."
I'm in my room, guys. I'm not on stage.
None. You can't prove it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're right.
Guys, I've seen all the
Right.
Ernest films.
You know what? Maybe you have.
You've seen all the Star Trek, right? Wait, have you?
I actually have, yeah.
Oh.
Not
So
like
guys,
every single series,
Yeah,
but
guys,
I've
so like
seen all of.
he's a geek, right? I'm not. I
Uh-oh.
watch all sports films. And that's it.
That's not. Name 3.
Shoot. Rocky 1, 2, 3. Next.
Ah, that's cheating. Whatever.
Alright, Rocky 4, 5, 6.
Okay. But do you remember when the trailer for that first came out, the 2016 one?
Oh, yes.
It,
Oh, my gosh.
It was, what, the most disliked trailer on YouTube? And you know what? To be fair, that trailer's bad. It's kind of a bad trailer.
Wait, okay, there's been a lot of bad trailers, though. But, like, it definitely suffered that... Then again, it was Sony. And Sony always comes out with, like, terrible trailers.
Yeah. And getting into this new one, I'd seen, so going to the movies often enough, you start to get tired of certain trailers. With Ghostbusters, I was just thinking, oh my God, why is there another one of these, you know?
Yes.
And I didn't think anything other than that. I didn't dislike the two that came out. I actually kind of liked the second trailer. The first one, I was just sort of thinking, whatever. It's another one of these. What could they be doing? You know? But Paul Rudd shows up, and you're like, oh, Paul Rudd.
Sexiest man alive.
What?
Yes.
Absolutely. Who do you think will win it next year?
I could see Kumail Nanjiani.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because
that'd be really cool.
He's been getting a lot of hype recently, and I feel like he could get it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be. Who am I kidding? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But with this, I know how you and I talked about it before. Were you excited for this, like this new one?
No,
before?
not at all.
Yeah.
I was annoyed with the trailer every time I played in theaters, because it was definitely one of those trailers that were just playing like endlessly in theaters over other movies that were coming out, because it was before like more trailers were coming out. That's what I remember from it. I'm just like,
it's kind of a sense of
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a sense of trailer fatigue, because I know both you and I get that since we go so often. Clearly,
actually, no.
And okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm sorry.
All right, that's okay. But my prime example is I remember when Rampage with The Rock was coming out, and I was like, oh, this again. And I was getting really upset about it.
What was it? What was the trailer that you were waiting for?
Oh, Infinity War.
Oh, yes, it was Infinity War.
I was like, what deal does The Rock... Okay, so where I live, for whatever reason, the theater's here. I don't know what it is, but any movie with The Rock plays here forever. Like, when the first Jumanji came out, it was in theaters, I'm not even kidding, for a year. I was like, why? Why? What deal does... What reign over this city does he have? I mean, I like him a lot. I by the way, I saw Jungle Cruise, and I take back what I said about him having chemistry with Like I've never seen him have chemistry with anyone. I think he works very well with Emily Blunt in that movie, and I actually ended up liking that quite a bit. I thought it was really fun,
I like the
but
one.
I did too. No, but what I agree with you on is I wasn't excited for this at all, and it was another case of I get tired of fan bases, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and all the discourse. I mean, like we're a part of a bunch of them. Obviously, my favorite thing's Marvel. I'm guilty of being a fan of stuff, and
I'm not a geek.
my issue with it is the internet discourse. What we talk about with Star Wars all the time that you and I are tired of. It's why we don't like talking about Star Wars that much anymore.
Man, just saying
And
that gives me a headache.
well, the same applies here, and it was weird when that 2016 one came out. Regardless of what it was about, that it was all women, the discourse around it was like, who are these insane Ghostbusters super fans? You know,
That's so
like
true.
where are they coming? Where are they coming from? Who are they?
And not even that though. It's just like how the first one, how it was received so well compared to the second one.
Yeah.
And I guess some people just love just that franchise itself. And it was also during the time whenever what's his name, Rittman died, right?
Oh, are you talking about his Harold? No, Harold Ramis,
Yes.
the dad in this, right? The
Yeah, like
the
Ivan. I
dad
think his name was
ghost.
Ivan.
Well, Ivan Reitman's the director. He's still alive.
I thought his name was Jason.
Ivan Reitman, the original. Jason Reitman is his son. He passed over the directing reins to his son in this. That's why this movie is like actually incredibly personal to both of them. Harold Ramis is the what is it? Egon Spengler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's basically it's an 80s comedy. That's what it is. It's basically if Caddyshack with Bill Murray decided to have 4 movies and they randomly had a legacy sequel that came out this year, and people got mad at Caddyshack 3 for having an all women cast. It's kind of like, why was this the one? I guess because it's more in the sci-fi element, I suppose, supernatural. But don't mistake what I'm saying. Like, I think the 1984 Ghostbusters is great. Is it one of my favorite movies? No. I think it's just very solid and very fun, and I liked it quite a bit. Ghostbusters 2, I've been meaning to watch, and I will, but my interest in that is I not like super high. But point is, like, going into it, I walked in, sat down. Naturally, people were talking, of course. I've gone off of that before. I don't think it'll ever stop. What am I gonna do? Um, but honestly, when it started, I was like, I don't really care if people talk during this. It's kind of whatever. And then up to a certain point, I started to realize that this new one is really, really good. Like, to a point where I kind of felt bad that I wasn't looking forward to it. I started to realize just how much fun I was having with it. Paul Rudd is incredible as always. McKenna Grace is phenomenal. Finn Wolfhard is there to add, like, it feels like Stranger Things.
Wow. How dare you? He is a spectacular actor with a great name.
He's a really good actor, but, like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
He isn't.
what were you thinking?
Well, no, I thought the same way. Whenever I went in, I just didn't expect much from it. I was like, I just hope I was entertained from that movie, and I definitely got more from it because I definitely connected with the characters in this movie, and I really liked what's her name, McKenna Grace.
Yeah, the daughter.
Yes, I really liked her character a lot in this movie, and I liked podcast as well. That guy was funny.
Yeah, he was awesome, and I was like, haha, he has a podcast.
What a loser!
Imagine having one of those.
Yeah,
He was great, actually.
I think you're biased, but okay.
Uh-oh. That's what we're changing our names to, Erwin.
What to podcast?
Yeah,
Like,
both of us. I love that joke where he's like, it really picks up around episode 46. I was like, I don't. That's really funny to me, but
what was I
it
gonna
was.
say? Like with Finn Wolfhard's character. I mean, it's what you said though. Honestly, I feel like he's still trying to find his footing. I really hope he doesn't get typecasted a lot, but
Yeah,
hopefully, like he grows out of it.
I'm sure he will. It's just one of those situations where he's been in it. He's been in Stranger Things. This is another case of small town mystery, supernatural, and he's good at it. I think he's a great actor, and everyone in there seems like they're gonna go on to do a bunch more stuff. It's just like that type of child cast, where most of them will end up as famous actors later on.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was funny. This reminded me a lot of. I know how we were talking about how movies like Bumblebee remind me of E.T. or whenever I told you, I guess I still haven't seen Clifford the Big Red Dog, but I was like, I bet this is the plot, and it's exactly what it was. But it reminded me of old school 80s Steven Spielberg E.T. type of stuff, and I was like, I'm totally fine with them homaging Amblin. The only real trick you get into is how fan servicey is this, and you and I can talk about it. We talk about this all the time, and I guess this is prime for discussion. What are your thoughts on fan service?
My thoughts on fan service: if it's earned and it's not used as like a crutch for the movie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think whenever people use that as a fault of it, you're kind of like, you're mad at it because it has fan service in it.
Yeah, no.
You're like, well, like we cite Endgame all the time. Endgame has some of the most like earned fan service ever. The like Mjolnir hammer thing was set up in Age of Ultron,
Oh my god,
and isn't paid.
That was too amazing, Daniel. Why'd you bring that up?
Yeah, well, because
I mean, I don't care. I don't watch it. I haven't seen it.
But it pays off because that was what released 5 years later or something like that from that point, and maybe 4 years, but still. And here, I didn't even realize that they were setting up fan service. Like when Dan Aykroyd shows up, I was kind of like, okay, I mean, if that's it, I don't. That was fine. And then the third act, everyone comes back, and I actually I was like, wow, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I like
because I was, yeah, I was totally fine with what they were doing before. I didn't need that. I didn't even think that was needed. I was fine with just the girl and the dad being a ghost helping her out and never showing her, and just like all of that stuff. But whenever they show up, I was kind of like, I'm happy to see them. I didn't think that this would actually even go here for some reason. Maybe just because I would like walking into it, I didn't care, and then I got really invested, which is what good movies do, Which like I just have to say that this movie really surprised me quite a bit in like everything really. If we're talking about cameos, I thought it was funny that you and I talked about this earlier with Olivia Wilde.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Where, yeah. Like, because I didn't look up the cast of this or anything, so I didn't know. Also, J.K. Simmons is randomly in this for 5 seconds. He says something and then he dies.
No, yes, okay, because was that J.K. Simmons in the tomb?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like I didn't recognize him at all, right? The only time I recognize him is whenever he's he came back to life, I guess, or woke up, and then I was like, holy crap, that's J.K. Simmons, and he just dies. I'm just like, okay.
I know. It was pretty funny. I loved seeing Bill Murray be that character.
Oh my gosh, yes. He honestly made me want to watch the first one again because I'm like, dang, I forgot how Bill Murray was in the first one.
Yeah, because Bill Murray's character in that is very much 80s Bill Murray. He is just so doesn't want to be there.
No,
And
yes.
I love the way he delivers lines.
Also, the chemistry, like the very so like whenever at the very end of movies, like they do the credits and like they name everybody.
Yeah.
And it goes and Sigourney Weaver. And when it said that, right, I was just like, what? Where? And at the very end, there was like an after credit scene,
yeah.
and it was like with Sigourney Weaver. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Oh, just to be clear, there were 2 end credit scenes, right? Did you see them both?
Okay, so you're saying you're better than me?
You didn't see them, both of them?
I guess not. No.
Oh, okay. The first one was the Sigourney Weaver one, right?
Yes.
Okay, the second one, Ernie Hudson takes the whatever they call it, the Ecto one to New York,
Oh.
and he goes to the old firefighter building where they're at, like their old one from the 80s one, and he says something about bringing back ghost busting or something. It's basically like,
I'm gonna ghost bust New York.
I'm gonna go ghost bust. It's exactly what he says.
I'm gonna go bust on some ghosts.
Yucky.
It's Chucky, dude.
That's technically necrophilia.
Moving on. Oh.
No, Paul Rudd. Love Paul Rudd.
Yeah, sexiest man alive. Yes.
His chemistry though with Carrie Coon, she is great in this. I liked the humor in this so much. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking about. I was like, that's right. These movies are funny. Did it strike you how I will say a slight against that I have with the 2016 Ghostbusters is it's very digital looking. It's very kind of artificial comedy of that sort of era, which is fine. That has its own place and style, but this sort of struck me because it is Jason Reitman, who makes movies like Juno and what is it called, Young Adult, and
Men, Women,
those
and
are
Children.
oh right, the Adam Sandler one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like very sharp, very small, personal indie comedies, and this one is why I think it felt so restrained for such a long time until it gets into the more third act and the action scenes, which are actually very well handled. But it surprised me at how like calm and well shot this was. I don't know why. There was one shot of like their farm that I thought looked beautiful. And did anything take you off guard like that? Like,
not really. I think when it came to the when the ghost showed up and like the action scenes, like it felt very generic, I would say. But whenever they focused on just like characters interacting, that's when I enjoyed it the most. So, other than that, like I didn't really think much of it. I was just like this, like I was just entertained, like from start, from the beginning to end. So, I don't really think much else from it.
right, yeah. I mean, it was very solid, very fun. I think it's I would take another one of these. If it's this good, and they want to make more with this setting, I think that'd be fun. But if they also want to do another like reunion thing that they looked like they were setting up, that'd be fine too. It was enough for me to be like, I could watch this again. I would watch this again. And if they want to make more with this cast, I'm fine with that. Would you care about that? Or?
I wouldn't care. I'll be honest. I don't know. I feel like it's just a one and done thing for me. I mean, I wouldn't be outraged if I saw another trailer come out. You know.
You'd be so mad.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah, you'd be like, they're busting those ghosts again. How many ghosts could there be?
Why'd you say busting on Ghost?
You said it earlier, and then you got mad at me.
Wow, how the tables have turned, huh?
Yeah. All right. You know what? My rating on this is a 4 out of 5. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, it's a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I say
I
4 out of 5.
really.
I say 4.22227 out of 5.
That's fine if you want to do that. You
No,
can
no, that's
do it. Go ahead.
ridiculous. Okay, no, mine's 4 out of 5. That's it, guys. Nothing else.
All right, 4 out of 5 for me as well. Oh, by the way, I I was thinking about this earlier. I asked a bunch of people about the wing thing.
Oh
Um,
yes,
so this morning, Erwin comes to me and he's
that's
like,
gross.
"I have." Erwin's like, "I have a vital
I
debate topic. Do you think that the flat wing or the drumstick is girthier in terms of meat ratio?" And I was like, "Erwin, why do you speak to me this way?"
or when it's 5 a.m.
And everyone said the same kind of thing. I think you're the outlier here, man. Is that drumsticks look like they have more meat, but it's the flats where it's at.
No, okay.
Like,
I think the people that you talk to are biased to your opinion, sir, in order to make you happy. So I think the people that you ask are inclined to say flats and compared to drumsticks. I think we need to ask a
that's not
broad
even true.
audience where they don't know anything about us and therefore they can put their opinions about it.
People follow us on social media just so you could please tell us what what your thoughts are on this.
Guys,
I told Erwin I like the work. I like to feel like I'm eating out the flat.
would you like to work?
It's
No, I don't like to work.
yeah.
I just want to like eat as much as I can from that wing or like from that drumstick, and that's it.
And I will say there's one con to it though, and it's that you have to dip it really weird. Like there's no way to get proper sauce
Yes,
onto
that
it.
too. Yes.
And then drumsticks are like, haha, we think you think we're meat, but we're all cartilage.
No,
You'd
that's
never
not at
know.
all. Okay. But it's also what we said though too, how some flats could have more or less compared to drumsticks as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you know what the argument here is kind of like baseless because I think it depends place to place.
True. Not all chickens are bred the same.
No, I know. I was saying I was like if I could find a genetically modified chicken that was like I don't know 30 feet tall or something, and then the drumstick was just huge, I'd be happy.
Yo, same.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Although I think well GMOs are the whole own conversation, you know. But moving into Hawkeye, first 2 episodes, spoilers again. Um, were I guess were you interested in the fact that this was Hawkeye? You know, just because like he is in this show is definitely based off the fact that he is you know the Avenger that everyone's kind of like whatever about.
I like how they went with that. That's hilarious to me. But
Yeah,
it also goes to show like okay, studios are listening, or like at least like Marvel Studio, um, like they're listening to like their audience, and like how they're like reacting to like different all these characters and all.
no, absolutely. I think Haley Steinfeld being in the MCU is awesome. She's
She is a woman.
I wish
Yes.
I wish she was in more stuff. She's like barely in anything.
Have you
If
seen?
you like,
Is it Dickinson?
I want to. I want to see that, and she's the voice of some character in that like League of Legends show that I really want to watch. That I've heard is incredible, by the way. Arcane. Um, but she's great in Bumblebee. She's amazing in this yet again. I liked her chemistry. Easily the best part of this is her chemistry with Jeremy Renner, right?
Yes.
Like Marvel knows how to do the oddball dynamic where one character can get on the other's nerves, but you never feel that way, you know? For example, Spider-Man and Happy in the Spider-Man movies. You never really feel like Spider-Man's being annoying. You just think he's being, you know, a teenage kid. and happy's happy. But the humor in this actually did remind me a lot of Homecoming. This has like the exact same tone and
Oh yeah, that's
feel.
crazy. Yeah. Oh, quick question.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Spider-Man symbol? That
The little.
yeah.
I don't mind it. I know some people think it looks like a different bug, but I like it.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, I like it. I like the front one more than the back for sure. But what was it?
Yeah.
I was talking to um, Zach about it, right?
Uh huh.
And he said he was talking about that, right? And then I was saying how like maybe like the I don't know if he said it or if I said it, but like we were just talking about it. But like the symbol could like represent like how he's still a child, you know, because how small it is,
Oh yeah.
right?
Because
And
it's
like
smaller.
yeah, and so like they just confirmed it that they're making more Spider-Man movies. And
Keep an eye out for that.
huh?
You keep an eye out for that. Like, look if it gets bigger or not.
Yeah, that's what
He
I
does
was.
change his suit a lot.
Yeah,
It's possible.
I do like that though. The fact there's so many like suits, that's nice. I like how the fact that they keep like growing their like gallery of costumes when it comes to like these different characters.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at any of the comic books, it's a Spider-Man thing. He does do that like quite a bit. I will forever
Oh, so
love
you
the
like to
classic
read?
red and.
Hey guys, this guy likes to read.
Leave me alone. I will forever love the classic red and blue though. Like that's just it's
No,
the
yes,
best.
yeah.
And like that's always the point of those suits in the comic books is every
Mhm.
time Spider-Man gets like the black symbiote or the stealth suit or any of that stuff or whenever this one line of comic books where he gets this really cool white suit from the Fantastic Four when he joins them, he's
Mhm.
always like, I got to go back to the original thing. I like it more. That's just that character.
Mhm.
And I'm sure he'll do the same eventually. That's why like with Iron Spider that he still has, I'm sure at a point he'll be like, I don't need this anymore. Back to the regular suit.
Yes.
But this show was at least the first two. I love the tone. I think it is very funny, and I think that's exactly like something that this should be. And
Mhm.
the I love like the opening segment where Clint is at the that like Hamilton knockoff musical
Oh yes.
with about Steve Rogers
Mhm.
and the joke about like Ant-Man not actually being there.
He wasn't even there.
I don't know. It's weird small details like that that really fill out the universe. I
Mhm.
love just how kind of specific that is. And he goes to the bathroom and then it has like the Thanos was right thing, which is really, really funny. But
Yeah, it's just
did
like
any?
yeah, no, I was gonna say like those like details like you were just talking about. It just shows like how much like how big the universe is. Like of course it's like in the other movies and everything they would just show like just massive segments of like the universes, and you see like okay yes the universe is huge, but like in this show it just shows that like even just small characters like side characters like they also have personalities as well, which I
Yeah,
really
no,
liked.
absolutely. Like those like tracksuit dudes are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They are so funny, and I don't know if anybody will. I apparently this is okay. So this is based off of a comic book line. Uh, I think it's just called Hawkeye, and the author is Matt Fraction, and uh, he's a co-producer on the show. I noticed it in the credits, and I was kind of looking into it. And Kate Bishop got really popular from that, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read. And that whole line is about Clint going deaf, which is a detail I love, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I don't. I think it's just like that montage where they show all like the stuff that he's gone through. Like
Yes.
that's pretty clever, I think. And then I guess it has to deal with that, and I think that exact tone of that show, or that I'm sorry, that this show is what that comic book is, and everyone calls it the best Hawkeye run. It's what people call like that made them like him as a character, which is fair. If you didn't like him before, it's all right. I get it. Like I remember when we what did we see, the first Avengers or whatever? Like the fucking Hawkeye, really? And,
I wasn't like that.
uh,
I'm a hipster.
were you like Hawkeye's my favorite Avenger, just like Kate Bishop?
Okay, fine. I was in the same boat as you.
Well, it was like that in Captain America, right? That's when Captain
No,
America
yes.
wasn't like super cool. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Uh, and I don't know. Also showing the battle in New York, and then like how like a hero saving a little girl or something that can affect her. I think that's cool too. Um, it just like goes to show that like also, it's insane to think about how that plays out in real time, right? Like this is it's been a decade, or at least close to a decade, since that first Avengers movie came out, and that much time has passed within like the show as well. It's just like it's a weird thought to think about, because I remember like seeing the Avengers like what, a decade ago, pretty much, and it's funny because like now that they're at this point that they can flash back to stuff that happened in their own movies from a different perspective, which is just goes to show that like they can get away with stuff like that and have it pay off really well. But also, I love Vera Farmiga. She's like one of my favorite actresses, and she's in a bunch of random stuff all the time. So,
Wait, who?
her and Pat, Vera Farmiga,
Oh, yes.
the Conjuring lady,
Yes.
dude. Her and Patrick Wilson show up in like everything, and I think it's funny how many people don't know both of them by actor name.
I
They're in
know. Yeah.
so many things, and people don't know their names. Like I know one of them is Patrick Wilson's gonna be in Moonfall, so
I forgot about
look forward to
Moonfall.
that.
Dude, that trailer. I was like, how are you gonna go against the moon?
I can't believe I saw House of Gucci and it didn't play before. I was like,
Did you just get
this plays in front of it.
ambulance? I like the ambulance.
Oh, I want to see that. I think it looks good. I like Michael Bay.
Yeah. Um.
I like Michael Bay when he's not doing Transformers. I feel like I need to
Yes.
state that. Yeah.
Um. The details in Hawkeye that I liked a lot as well, or like not even that, just in the show, but how Marvel would just bring back older things and try to connect it to their future projects. You know, because you know how we were talking about Age of Ultron and
Right. Oh
how
yeah.
how they like literally a lot like that one scene, like a bunch of scenes in that movie, how it all just like paid off in the future in future projects. And I feel
No,
like
that's true.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna just continue what I was gonna say about like an example from Hawkeye is when with Endgame and how it still like affects him till this day kind of thing.
Yeah. I like his kind of sort of like cynical thing that he has, just
Mhm.
because I guess it is weird when you think about it. Like how much, I mean, you know that Hawkeye has a family.
Mhm.
What is that? But like, I think that an opportunity that this gets is to really get into what that character thinks about things.
Yeah.
And I really hope that since he has Kate Bishop, who I love the dynamic of like two characters that one looks up to the other and the other's just kind of whatever about it.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorites. And then by the end, they're like, "Ah, I have a soft spot for you now, but I can't show it because I gotta look cool."
I think
And
also because Hawkeye doesn't see himself as a hero anymore, just because of his previous
yeah,
actions, and the fact that like someone like Kate Bishop like is admiring him as a hero still, even though Hawkeye doesn't see it, and then also that one guy in that one medieval festival thing, I forgot what it's called.
I loved that. I thought that was awesome.
Yes,
I thought it was so funny.
and how the
Yeah,
guy was wearing that Ronin costume, and like you
right.
could tell like of course Hawkeye's like, no, I don't like that costume like represents something that I don't want to be a part of. But while others are like that guy wearing that costume just shows that how much he like appreciates and like respects and like values Hawkeye as a hero. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I really like that.
I you reminded me that like he thinks that he's responsible for Nat's death essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and that end teaser of Black Widow. I was like, I hope Florence Pugh's in this show. I really want to see what happens if she is.
What do you think about Florence Pugh?
She's a great actress. She's one of my favorite actresses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it's tough to like, because we can review it, you know, but it's tough to say because where's it going from here? I mean, I'm not really sure. Like,
No, I know how this.
I'm glad
I know how the show's gonna end.
How?
So I wrote the series, right? And the comic book.
Okay.
So this is what's gonna happen.
You're Matt Fraction.
Yes, I can do mixed fractions as well.
I can't. I'm not good at math.
This is how it's gonna end, right? So Hawkeye's gonna shoot.
Mm.
He's gonna shoot his arrow, right?
No way.
Across the room against the bad guy. The bad guy. I won't spoil it, but it rhymes with disc, right? Because I don't want to risk it getting spoiled.
You were really good until you added more words after the thing that rhymed.
Oh, but you thought it was good.
It was good.
Okay, thanks.
I just told you it was good.
Oh, thanks. It didn't seem like okay. It didn't seem like it.
It was good.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna keep repeating it until you start to like be unsure of yourself again.
Guys, I'm insecure now.
What? Don't blame me for that. No, I'm excited to see where it goes. I don't think like I can't really gauge much of what do you think of this compared up to the other shows? I don't know. It's not over yet.
That's true.
I love where it's going though. I love that it's set during Christmas. I think that's awesome. I wish a lot of things were set during Christmas. I'm like dying for a Spider-Man movie set during Christmas that takes place in just city New York or something. I think that'd be so cool.
Yes.
But I'm getting to something that I like. I don't know. Could happen. Couldn't happen. That's like literally just hypotheticals. I could say right now.
Let's
oh my
talk
God.
about that. The fact that there's so many like I don't know why so many people want things to get spoiled for them. You know,
Wait. What? Talk about what?
like just like the fact that like I guess some audience members want to get want things to be spoiled for them. You know, they don't want to go
Yeah.
into like into any shows or movies with like no knowledge of anything.
Well, you know how I told you something that bothers me is when people look up the synopsis of a movie before they watch it, or they don't watch it because they looked up the synopsis, so they don't care about what happens. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why did you look up a Wikipedia entry to figure out what happened in this movie? You're not actually watching it. You're reading bullet points.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same thing at all. Like, there a lot of craft goes into that. It's not just about the plot, and that's something that'll forever bother me. Like, it was actually funny because one of our friends the other day, putting him on blast, so I won't name him by name.
I'll name him.
But we were
If I know who.
You do know who it is, but we were trying to hang out with him, and he was watching Dune, and our friend Garrett was trying to get a hold of him, and he was like, "Hey, sorry, I'm in a movie right now." And
What?
Garrett was like, "Oh, what are you watching?" I was like, "Dune. It started about 40 minutes ago." And I was like, "Wait, how is he telling you this?" And he was like, "Oh, he was on his phone right now." And I told him, "Get him off of his phone. Tell him to get off his phone." That bothered me like immensely.
Wait, who was it?
Ian.
Oh, well, Ian does that all the time, though. He's always like.
I know, but still.
Well, then again, he does have strong opinions about like a bunch.
Yeah,
of
based
shows.
off whatever. I'm not gonna get into our friend.
Dude, let's talk about the psychological issues that our Ian has when it comes to watching movies and shows.
Point is, guys, I really like Hawkeye, and I want to see where it goes.
Me too.
What's up next? What are we reviewing? We're reviewing what? We said House of Gucci.
House of Gucci and Encanto.
Episode 3 of Hawkeye and Encanto, which I'll try to see this week. Encanto.
That sounds
right,
like
guys,
a Star Wars
thank
place.
you. Like the Cantina, because CANT.
Okay, we get it. You know how to spell. We get it. You were second place in
one.
5th grade. No, 7th grade.
It was 8th grade and first place in 7th grade. I'll have you know.
Okay, I didn't know.
Spelling bee. That's what he was talking about. I can spell. I'm good at it.
Hey guys, put in the comments below if you want Daniel to spell any words.
If you what? I'll do it free of charge just to prove it.
They'd be like, they'll put it down and be like, spell Stegosaurus.
Dude, why is it always dinosaurs? In elementary school, I remember I'd always get hundreds on the spelling or whatever, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you can spell Tyrannosaurus Rex," and then I'd be like,
T
and you do
R-E-X.
Ticks?
No, what T? And then
would you just?
I put a space.
T hyphen.
Yeah.
T hyphen REX.
No,
and then they'd be like, Trex.
Okay.
And then they'd be like, "Oh, that doesn't count." Or then they'd be like, "Okay, then spell on a what is it? The fucking Mary Poppins thing. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious."
Oh yes.
And I'd be like, "That's not a real word."
Oh, and then I guess you don't know how to spell.
You don't know how to spell this fictional thing made up from this random movie, from this Disney movie. I guess not random, but still. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for listening, and if you want to follow us on social media, let us know what you think about wings, please.
Yes, please be drumsticks.
Follow...
I don't want to lose.
You can follow me at Para323Para on Instagram or Para32Para on Twitter, and I'm working on getting both of us set up on a social media account set up just for this podcast, but we'll get there pretty soon. And Erwin, where can they find you?
You can find me here at home. So that's where I'll be.
You want to give them your address?
My social security number? Yes, I am willing to give that out.
Hey,
Okay.
What are the hey haha, just to ask you a couple personal questions. What's your favorite color?
The fact
what's your mother what's
the fact you're
what's
like,
your mother's maiden name?
Yo, what?
You never get those messages from random bots that are like, "Hey, wet pussy, give credit card."
Actually, I just got one today.
I thought you were gonna be like, "I never do that." I'm like, "You're fucking lying to me."
Here, no, let me just read one out right now, real quick, right? It was on Snapchat. I was at it. It's like, "Hey there, hon. I found you on Snap, and you seem sort of cute, little way. Check out my story and let me know if you like my looks or add me on Sex. My ID there is Sugar Candy 24K."
Dude, those are awesome. You gotta add her on Sex.
Oh, there was this other guy. Oh, here's this one. "Hey there, baby. I found you on Snapchat and you seem sort of like my type, lol. Anyway, check out my story and let me know if you think I'm cute or invite me on Sex. My ID there is HotCutie22. Okay."
Oh my god, did I tell you my mom got one of those on a text message?
Oh, really?
She called me and she was like, "Hey, how do I get rid of these weird robots?" And I was like, what do you mean?" And she was like, "One of them even used a dirty word." And she was like, "It said pussy." My dad was in the background and he was like, "That's no good." And
I love that
was just
so
making
much.
He was making fun of my mom.
That's not good, man.
But Erwin, where can they find you?
Oh, yes, at Erwin.Trejo for Instagram. And then, what's my Twitter handle? I always forget.
I don't know.
Erwin
I haven't looked at it in a
_Trejo,
while.
I think.
Erwin _Trejo at Erwin _Trejo. You're right, yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. You'll catch us next time with House of Gucci and Kanto and Hawkeye episode 3.
Yes,
Thank
guys,
you
and
so
don't
much for
believe any of the
listening.
bots.
Once again, yeah, don't listen to them. They don't
Don't.
want anything other than your credit card information.
Yes.
We will see you next time.